Butterflies in your stomach, sleepless nights, the desire to be together 24/7. We all know what infatuation feels like. But how can you tell if it's not just another crush, but something real? What if this is the love of your life? Today we're not going to talk about shared hobbies or similar personalities. We are diving deep into the psychology of Carl Jung to uncover 5 unconscious signs that indicate you've met not just your person, but a partner for your soul. These are signs that are impossible to fake because they come from the very core of your psyche. Are you ready to test the authenticity of your relationship? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you find this topic interesting. Sign 1. You survive the crisis of illusions and stay together. At the beginning of a relationship, according to Jung, we don't fall in love with a real person, but with our own projection. A man sees in you the embodiment of his ideal inner woman, the anima, and you see in him your ideal inner man, the animus. This is the beautiful but illusory honeymoon phase. True love begins when this projection shatters. This is the moment when you suddenly see him not as a perfect prince, but as an ordinary person, with his flaws, strange habits, and fears. And he sees the real you. If, after this crisis of illusions, you don't run away in disappointment, but instead feel an even deeper, calmer connection, this is the very first sign of authenticity. You are beginning to love a living, real person, not just an image. Illusions cannot last forever. The crisis arrives when reality breaks into your fairy tale. It doesn't have to be a big fight. It can be 1,000 little things. You see him confused and insecure. You notice the way he chews his food, or you realize his sense of humor sometimes irritates you. Your projection begins to crack. Example: Kate fell in love with Steve because he seemed incredibly decisive and strong. But one day, he lost his job and fell into a state of apathy for several weeks. He was lost and vulnerable. In that moment, her idealized image of the unbreakable hero shattered. In a superficial relationship, she would have been disappointed and left. But Kate felt not disappointment, but a deep tenderness and a desire to support him. She saw the human being behind the hero. That was the moment their true love began. If you've gone through this stage and your love has only grown stronger, write the word depth in the comments.
Sign 2. He sees your shadow and doesn't run away. Each of us has a shadow, the part of our personality that we hide, our anger, envy, fears, and past traumas. We are afraid to show this side, thinking we will be rejected for it. In superficial relationships, that's often what happens. But the love of your life is when your partner sees your shadow and not only tolerates it, but accepts it. This is the man who stays by your side when you're in a bad mood, when you're crying for no reason, when you lash out. He doesn't try to fix you or tell you to stop being like that. He is simply there. His presence gives you permission to be fully yourself, without fear. And that, in turn, allows you to accept his shadow. The love of your life is when your partner accidentally finds the key to your basement, peeks inside, sees the whole mess, and doesn't run away in horror. He doesn't try to fix or judge you. He makes it clear that he sees both your dragon and your beauty, and he loves you completely. This creates an incredible sense of security, where you no longer need to waste energy trying to be perfect. Example: due to past betrayals, Olivia has a painful shadow, bouts of jealousy. One evening, she started a fight with her partner for no reason. Afterwards, she was sure he would leave. But he waited until she calmed down and said quietly, "I can see you're in a lot of pain and scared right now. This isn't about me. Let's talk about what's really bothering you." He didn't blame her. He saw her pain behind her shadow. This was a turning point that allowed her to begin healing. If you have someone who has seen you at your worst and hasn't left, write the word shadow in the comments.
Sign 3. With him, you become more yourself, not just a part of him.
Unhealthy relationships force you to shrink, to give up your hobbies, friends, and dreams to accommodate your partner. But true love, according to Jung, is a catalyst for individuation, the process of becoming a whole, complete person. The love of your life is when a man doesn't fill your emptiness, but inspires you to become stronger, more interesting, and braver on your own. With him, you suddenly want to take that class you've always dreamed of. You start to believe in yourself more. He doesn't tell you what to do, but his belief in you awakens your own strength. You don't dissolve into him, you find yourself. A life partner isn't someone who makes you happy, but someone whose presence inspires you to make yourself happy. His belief in you becomes the mirror in which you finally see your true potential. He isn't afraid of your success or jealous of your passions. On the contrary, he is proud of them. You don't lose yourself, you find yourself with newfound strength. Example: Susan had always loved to paint, but considered it just a hobby. Her previous partners had belittled it. When she met Daniel and shared her dream, he said, "You have an incredible talent. Why don't you try to organize an exhibition?" He helped her find a space and hang her paintings. His genuine support gave Susan permission to take her own dream seriously. With him, she became not Daniel's girlfriend, but Susan, the artist. If your relationship inspires you to grow and develop as an individual, write the word growth in the comments. Sign 4. You feel a deep sense of peace, not constant drama. Passion, jealousy, and emotional roller coasters are often signs of immature relationships where partners hook into each other's traumas. It's exhausting. A true deep connection, according to Jung, leads to contact with the self, the archetype of wholeness and harmony. Therefore, one of the main signs of the one is a feeling of deep, fundamental peace. This isn't boredom, it's the feeling of coming home. You don't need to constantly prove your love. You aren't afraid of losing him at any moment. Even during arguments, somewhere deep down, you know that your bond is stronger than any conflict. It is a safe harbor in a chaotic world. The surest sign of the one is a profound, fundamental calm, like returning home. This doesn't mean you won't have arguments, but even in the heat of a conflict, a deep-seated confidence remains. We will get through this. Our bond is stronger than this problem. You don't need to play games or manipulate to keep his attention. You can just be. You can be silent together, and in that silence, feel an unbreakable connection. Example: Martha and Oliver had a major disagreement about moving to another city. They had completely opposite views. There were emotions and tears, but not once did either of them think about breaking up. They knew that the problem was their common enemy, not each other. This feeling of foundational security is the very peace that gives you the strength to solve any problem. If with this person you feel that deep sense of peace and the feeling of being home, write the word home in the comments. Sign 5. Your meeting feels like it was meant to be. Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by simple chance. In relationships, this manifests as a feeling that the universe itself brought you together. Perhaps you met under strange circumstances. Perhaps you dreamed of a person with certain qualities and then he appeared. Perhaps your story contains a series of incredible coincidences that make your meeting feel like destiny. This isn't just a romantic fantasy. It's a sign that your meeting has a profound meaning for the journey of your souls. It's the feeling that you are not just partners, but co-authors of an important story. In relationships, this can manifest in various ways. You met on the same day you both decided to make a radical life change. It turns out your parents once knew each other. You accidentally sit next to each other on a plane even though you were supposed to be on different flights. It's the feeling that the universe itself made an effort to bring you together. This gives your union a deeper meaning and a sense of a shared mission. Example: For years, Julia couldn't forget her first love from summer camp. One day, 10 years later, she decided to take a vacation to a small town in another country which she had picked by pointing a finger at a map. Walking into a coffee shop, she saw him sitting at a table. It turned out he had moved there a year earlier.
This incredible coincidence gave them both the feeling that their story was not over and that they should give it a second chance. So, true love isn't about butterflies in your stomach. It's about moving past illusions, accepting each other's shadow, growing as individuals, feeling a profound sense of peace, and knowing that your meeting was no accident. It's not about finding the perfect person. It's about meeting the person who helps you become the whole version of yourself. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like so it can be seen by others who are searching for answers right now. And of course, subscribe to the channel so we can continue